Happy Sunday, Monarchs. This is Dr. C coming to you from my office this Sunday with our weekly Monarch message. Our vision at Coleridge Taylor is to empower all students to achieve academic success, socio-emotional growth, and the development of global and cultural competencies that will ensure future success. Our mission is to provide a safe, hands-on, rigorous learning experience rooted in the Montessori method. I'm going to be talking a lot about that today. And in partnership with students, parents, caregivers, and staff, we will support the growth and potential of each and every child. And our core values: empathy, respect, equity, collaboration, academic success. Our promise is this: we, the Monarchs of Coleridge Taylor Montessori, value one another. We honor our differences and show empathy towards others. We respect ourselves, others, and our school. We collaborate as a community and work towards equity. We are empowered to reach academic success and become next generation leaders. Our KDE improvement priorities. Improvement priority 1 is about creating a shared mission and vision and values about what teaching and learning should be in this building, the high expectations and rigor that all students experience, and our continuous improvement. Number 2 is to support and monitor the behavior management system to provide a safe and positive learning school culture and climate for all. And 3 is the purposeful professional development of all staff that supports their needs and our needs as a school to continuously improve. Happy Sunday again. This week is Parent-Teacher Conference week. Monday, October 11th, is our parent-teacher conferences. If you have not heard from a teacher regarding parent-teacher conferences, please call the school tomorrow. There will be no school on Monday, October 11th. We have a lot of information to share this week about what's happening. Starting last week, teachers began working through their workshop model, protocols, and processes. And what workshop model is a way for the teachers to organize and devise the classroom into small groups so that students can be working on different components of learning, kind of in a self-guided place and pace, and so that teachers can pull small groups for reading and math and writing to help accelerate their learning. Teachers and staff have gotten their reading data all organized and together, and MAP testing data organized and analyzed for the most part. And what we're doing now is we are looking at the level of instruction for each student. And we're going to use that data to modify instruction in class and also to build an acceleration period that we're calling WIN time, which WIN time stands for what I need. Students will be regrouped based on skill and standard of learning. So each individual skill that's in reading and or math, students will be grouped based on those skills for a period of 3 to 4 weeks. They will come together for 30 minutes every day to work on those specific skills that they need to move forward, to be on grade level or to move to the next grade level. We have some students that are accelerated who are reading or doing math that's far advanced than what their current grade level is. So we'll be using that time to work with them. And that time will also be used for our students that are gifted, identified as gifted and talented. That is something that we will be working through strategies and activities for them as well. So the date for this WIN time will be later this month. Please, as a reminder, if you have a Chromebook at home, whether it was one from last year during NTI or if your child has been out for quarantine, we need those Chromebooks back in the building. Please return the Chromebooks. If they were from last year, the Chromebooks don't work. If they were from this year, we need those back because the students will be using those in their classrooms during the workshop model work that they will be doing. So this week I have some real important things to share with you all about some concerns that we've seen the first 9 weeks of school. We, as always, want to be partners with you in your child's education. And we want to communicate with you about some trends that we've seen here at CTM that are also the same kind of things people are seeing across the nation, not just in our community here in JCPS, but across the nation. So this is happening in elementary, middle, and high school. We want to share this with you because we want your help. We know that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing and experiencing at school is a direct relationship, or has a direct relationship to what happened during the past 2 years with COVID. We know that families, adults, students spent a lot of time stuck at home indoors. And many of us and our children engaged in far more screen time with TV, Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever social media um, one might use, because we're isolating from COVID-19. And so as a result, what we're seeing at school is that there's a lot more students who are coming to school being exposed to TV, social media videos, and social media content that is not age or developmentally appropriate. And as a school that is Montessori and rooted in the Montessori method, we believe that students should be experiencing things that are on grade level and developmentally appropriate. And what we're finding is that students are coming to school and they are mimicking or doing some of the things that they've seen on social media or TV or video games. And we have some serious concerns with that. So while we know that it is cute and it is fun to learn a TikTok dance or to watch a gamer on YouTube play a video game that everybody loves, such as Minecraft, we know that some of our students are hearing things and seeing things on social media that can be socially and emotionally damaging to them. Research has been done, lots of research, primarily on children who are 10 and up. But there is research that also exists on students that are younger than 10 on what screen time and social media can do to them. So the more social media and screen time, whether it's television, video games, cartoons, any of that stuff, it has negative impacts. What has been found by research is that violence, aggressive behavior, sexual content, body image and self-esteem issues, as well as physical health, meaning childhood obesity, and school performance concerns, meaning the ability to manage your time and also impulse control. Those are direct impacts of too much screen time and social media, okay? So, what we do know is that experts agree that students need to wait until 8th grade to have a smartphone or to have a social media account. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. So you'll see this picture here. This is an example of some of the behavior that we've seen from students. And we had to deal with this particular instance that you see here on the screen this past week. We've seen some behavior and some vandalism in our building that is not anything that we experienced before the pandemic. So we know that there is a lot of talk in the news about some of the TikTok challenges that have been in the news and have been experienced in middle and high schools, but it's also happening at elementary schools too, friends. So please understand, this is not just a CTM issue. This is not just a JCPS issue. This is an issue that is happening across the nation in elementary, middle, and high schools. And it's not just 4th and 5th grade students. We've seen 2nd and 3rd graders who are doing and saying things and acting in ways that they never did before the pandemic. Okay? So, just to recap, we know that a lot of what we're seeing is based on what kids have been exposed to on television, videos on YouTube, TikTok videos, and then also interacting with peers, sometimes who are older than them, on social media. So what we need from you parents and caregivers are these following things. You can help us support positive behavior and our Monarch expectations at home. And I have 7 simple things that you can help us with. The first thing is students should not have unlimited access to technology unsupervised. I have 4 kids. None of my children have social media. They do have cell phones because they travel on buses and walking to and from school. but they do not have access to that unsupervised. They don't even have data plans, okay? So please help us limit their access and the amount of time that they have on cell phones, tablets, laptops, and online apps like the ones we've listed, in video games, okay? So what do we mean unsupervised? If you're in the room with the child, you can see what they're doing. They should not be on any of these apps or video games or devices without your presence and your explicit understanding and knowledge of what they're doing on that screen. Number 2, students should not have access to age-restricted social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and WhatsApp all have a minimum age requirement of 13 years old. The students that are in this building are not 13. Therefore, those students should not have access to those things. And if they do have accounts, they are in direct violation of the requirements to have an account on those apps. No elementary school age child should have these accounts. And all of these accounts have some sort of messaging component that can be used to communicate outside of normal cell phone or text messaging. Video messaging is not something that children should be doing without direct parent supervision. It must be supervised. Number 3, we need you all to have conversations with your students about what's appropriate to talk about, say, or do at home and at school, and reinforce the school expectations. If it's okay for you to talk about certain things at your house, make sure that your students understand that that is home talk and that there's a difference between home talk and school talk, home behavior and school behavior. So I'll give you an example. If your child loves to watch Stone Cold Steve Austin videos on YouTube, and he and his big brother like to do wrestling moves in the bedroom and pretend like they're their favorite wrestler, that's okay behavior at home. But that child should not be coming to school and trying to do any wrestling moves on any of their friends, okay? So please know that that is an example of behavior that might be permissible at home, but is not permissible at school, okay? Number 4, students need to spend time at home reading grade level text, playing outside when the weather permits, or completing work that has been sent home for completion from that day, or homework if it's assigned by the teacher. Number 5, remind your students that they need to report anything that does not follow the expectations of the classroom rules. Please let them know that if they see something or they hear something or somebody does something that they think is inappropriate for school, it's okay for them to tell an adult or the teacher. Number 6, please support us at home. If we reach out to you about a behavior concern or a socio-emotional concern that is happening at school, and we provide a consequence at school, we need you to back us up and provide a home consequence that is age appropriate and developmentally appropriate as well. This shows your child that we are on the same page and that we are supporting them, and that what happens at school, mom and dad or whoever they live with at home is going to find out, and vice versa. We want to have open lines of communication between us and you. And then in that same vein, if there's something going on at home that you feel like we need to monitor or support at school, we are happy to do that. We just need to know. And then lastly, let us know if you need help. We have support. We have our Frisky, our family resource coordinator, Philip Baker, can provide resources, physical resources if you need them. And then we have counseling and group therapy here at school that we can offer. But we also have people that if you know that your child needs a specific check-in with a specific adult who they connect with, we can make that happen for them at school to reinforce and support whatever it is that's going to make your child successful. We appreciate your help and support on these matters. We want to make sure that your child gets educated and graduated from 5th grade so they can move on to 6th grade and they're ready. If you have questions about any of these things, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk to any of you all at any time. Oops. All right, so we have some very important dates that we want to share with you October 27th, we have fall pictures. We're really excited about that. It's been a long time since we've had a picture day at CTM, and hopefully, with everything going the way that it has been with school opening up, we will have a yearbook this year. And so we're really excited about that because we didn't get to have a yearbook the past 2 years because of the COVID pandemic. So we're excited about that. No money will be accepted at school. No money will be accepted at school. You will only get one of these forms that looks like this. It has a code at the bottom right here, and that is the code that you'll use to pay for your child's school picture. So this form went home. No money will be accepted at this time at school, so please pay online. We're also really excited that November 1st, JCPS is going to start their Test to Play program. And so what that is that we are going to start having extracurricular activities and sports and extended school services at our school. And we know that our kids are ready for this. We know that our teachers are ready for this. We're ready to have that vibrant school community that we've had before with athletics and activities. But in order for your child to participate, you have to sign a waiver for them to get tested every week at a JCPS school to participate and they'd be tested for COVID-19. Let me be clear about that. So in the Monarch Messenger, there is the link that you can see here. Many of our families, 107 kids were tested last Wednesday. I was there the whole time. I got tested. Lots of staff got tested. But we know that COVID's not going away. And we know, based on what I shared with you all earlier, our kids need access to build those socio-emotional skills and grow and learn together and play and have fun, and also pick up on all that social time that they did not have during COVID-19. We've got to accelerate that as well. So in order to do that, we want to make sure that we have an opportunity for our students to have those extracurricular activities. Mr. Baker is the point person for our extracurricular activities, and most of our extracurriculars, sports, clubs, etc., will be starting on November 1st. We have got some really great offerings that we can't wait to share with you, but in order for your student to participate, they must have the consent on file so they can get tested weekly, and they will be providing, JCPS will be providing more details on that as we move forward. As a reminder, please let us know if your kid has been sick, in contact with somebody who has COVID-19. Call us immediately. Either Nurse Toya or myself will follow up with you. And remember, we have our weekly COVID screening. We call it our Wild Health Wednesdays, where all of our students have access to the on-site COVID-19 testing. And remind your students, this is a Monarch expectation as well. You must have your nose and your mouth covered. If you don't have, or if you have a mask and we're indoors and all that, you must have your nose and mouth covered. We have a few students that have a mask waiver due to some developmental needs. But beyond that, every single person should have their nose and mouth covered during the school day unless they're actively eating or drinking. As a reminder, we have some friends that show up late every day who are parking unsafely on Chestnut Street. Please don't do it. Please, somebody's going to get hurt. Help us out by not double parking. And also, you don't have to worry about double parking if you're on time for school. Remember, school starts at 9:05 a.m. every single day. Students need to be in the building and in class by 9:05 a.m. Medication, we're seeing more students that are having to have medication, whether it's for, a health issue or something, they need some attention with the nurse. We have to have those forms in the nurse's office for students to receive that kind of medication, whether it's from a doctor or if they have they get a cut at school and they need a little Neosporin. We have to have those forms on file. So you can get those from the main office and also talk to Nurse Toya. We have additional reminder messages in the body of the Monarch Messenger, so please check those out if you have questions. We hope that you have a great week. We are excited that school is back in session, and we are also appreciating how this weather, while it is unseasonably warm, we know that's because of global warming. We'll take it because it means that it's not cold and it's not rainy. So have a great week. We can't wait to see you at parent-teacher conferences, whether it's virtually or on the phone. And if you need something or you have questions about the social media concerns, please reach out. Thanks and have a great rest of your week.